Hey, street team, welcome back to Denny TV, where we bring what's going on in these streets to your TV. Today, we are going to be getting into all things Julien. For those that may not know, Julien is on the Impact Atlanta season 3, and I will say Julien put the M in messy, y'all. He drove me crazy this whole season. Julien is no stranger to reality TV. He's been on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, filmed a commercial with Nickelodeon. He's a publicist. He has several businesses. He's worked with MTV. And something that was super shocking to me is that he's done campaigns with Beyonce and Gunna. So Julian has his hands in everything and a lot going on. So we're gonna get into it. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? I'm feeling
Um,
good. It's crazy. I'm a little tired. I just landed back in LA this morning. So I'm a little tired, but I'm feeling good. I'm so excited about this. And I saw all your reviews. I must say, because you was on my ass. You always, you always kept it so real. You know what I mean? So it's like, because the thing is, I never was mad at how you guys felt about it. Because it's like, damn,
mhm.
watching it, I would feel the same damn way. But I like that. I feel like by the end, you really realized, like, okay, this is a show. You enjoyed everybody for what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when
Yeah.
I do my reviews, I always try to be respectful because I'm like, I don't want to get on here bashing people, but I also am reacting to what I see. So I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you liked the reviews and you weren't upset about it. Because sometimes people will feel some type of way and it's like, dang, I'm just reacting to what I
Right,
see
right,
on
right.
TV.
I will say this was my first time though. Like the first couple episodes was really hard for me. I want to go. I honestly, I'm gonna let you ask your question so I can. I know how I feel from the beginning to the end. I even have some little tea that I'm gonna give you about our interactions as a cast since filming. Because
Okay.
I was just in Atlanta and I saw everybody on the show. I saw
Okay,
everybody.
wait, okay, hold on. You
And I'm
dropping
all over the
bombs.
place.
You got to spill. Come on, give us a little something.
So where we gonna start from? What I like the cast? Okay, Ari and Freshie and Keisha. We had a night. I love them all. Those right there are my people for real. I saw Daybella and Tarika. We was at a private party, and you know what's crazy? Me and Daybella had a conversation. I was like, "Day, like I love you." Like the thing is, it's showcased as if I didn't know anybody. I've known everyone on the show for years. You know what I mean? Everyone knows me.
Wow.
Daybella actually knows me second best on the show than anyone. You know what I mean? We've had mutual
Mhm.
friends. I've known Daybella since I was 19 years old. I'm 24 now, just as long as I've known Keisha. So I am close with Day. Jarika and me, I feel like got close because of the show. I kind of feel how Tucson felt last season when she felt like you knew I was coming around the show. So you wanted to, like, I feel like when she knew I was going to be on this show, we
Mhm.
started to link up and hang out, which is fine. Like, we didn't really have any other reason to hang out before that. So it's like, it's cool. But I feel like what I like about Jarika, she's whatever I'm on, she's on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I saw her in person, she wasn't speaking. I was like, "Oh, so we're not talking today?" And she's like, "Oh, I just didn't know what you was." You know how Drika is, and we smoked out the same hookah, had a little ball, had fun, and that was that. Ari, love her down, love her down. We just had a night. I'm gonna send you some clips if you want to incorporate it from.
Okay, cool.
We had a ball. I actually went out with her. This is my first time. I went out with her without Keisha. Actually, afterwards, we went to like this
Oh,
place.
wow. No, Keisha?
We had a ball. We had a ball. Freshie, love him down. That's somebody who really is like I look at him almost like a big brother, almost, just as
Yeah.
far as guidance, being guidance and just being level headed, like love him down. Keisha, that's my best friend still to this day, like always gonna be. Tucson, he he tried to check me, child.
He tried
I
to
saw him a couple
check
days,
you.
I saw him a couple days ago.
And what did he
There,
say?
and he was really. I feel for him. Like he was really crashing out. Like he was like, "Oh, so you got anything to say to me?" And it's like, I mean, you saw the show. I don't think I ever was like the worst to him. I feel like if anybody wanted to have that energy with me, maybe Day or Jerika, like
Yeah.
maybe Tori, and I'm great with Tori. So it's like I don't know if it was Tucson because I'm the first person he's seen on the show since the show aired, but I think
Hmm.
the energy he had for everybody, he took it out on me and in public. And we know in Atlanta, everyone's watching the show right now. So it's like people are watching. It was too much. But I still wish him all the best. Honestly, like I'm not the person where I'm not, this is the thing. Even though contrary to popular belief, even though I did this show and I came in really hot, I'm not thirsty for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a group I I know everyone, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I think that it's never for me like I'm trying to take his spot or like I never had a problem with him. I just didn't agree with certain things that he did. And at the end of the day, we're filming a TV show, you know? So we talk about it and they cut it and put it wherever they want to put it, you know? So I don't know if it's about the fact that I called him delusional or the fact that I called him slow, but either way, I feel like he has bigger fish to fry than me, you know?
Y'all are in two different lanes, so
Mhm.
it's not necessarily you trying to take his spot because you can't compare the two.
Exactly, 100%. And I never, and I feel like that would have been something we maybe would have did at reunion, you know, or we would do at reunion. But I have no issue with him, and I feel like he thought that from the show, he felt like I guess maybe I said too much. I don't think I was rude to him though, out of anybody. Like I feel like me and Tucson, like I never agreed with him, but I never disrespected him either. But I don't know. He had a problem. He was on that. He was really rah rah.
That's different because I feel like you only said one thing about him, and it might have been like episode 7 or 8. If
Yeah.
anything, I would have thought the issue would have been more with Day or Carly because, or even Tori,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that
Well, me and
was
Tori made up. The thing is with
Mhm.
Tori, we made up before the show even wrapped.
Okay.
So we were fine when the show aired. Like honestly, when we hugged at that pool party event, I mean at that
Brunch, I think.
the kickball. When we hugged at the kickball event,
Yes.
it looked like I was backpedaling. In that moment, we were good from that point forward. It was never a problem. The only time where it got a little awkward was having to rewatch episode one, two, and three. That was, of course, a little awkward for even me because I had to look back and be like, damn, like that's how that went. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the one out of anything that happened this season. That's the one thing where like to this day it affects me because that's not who I am. You know what I mean? As a
Mhm.
person, I feel like a bitch was just clocked in for their job. You know what I'm saying? We clocked in, we came in hot, and you know what it was? They don't know that how many scenes we filmed before that were really dry, you know? And for
Yeah.
me, I'm the only person flying across the country to film with these people. You know what I mean? Everyone else is in Atlanta.
Oh wow.
I live in LA, you know? So I'm
Hmm.
flying back and forth from LA to Atlanta to film. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna get this shit cranky, you know? And what I said was not like just, oh, I have a friend. Like that was really, I have a close friend who was in the situation that's neither here nor there, but it was just like, let's get it started. It was a little insensitive, you know?
From watching that first episode, I definitely feel like, okay, Julian came in here with his animosity probably because of his friend.
For sure. Because it's like, you know what's crazy though? Fun fact, Tori was the only cast member that I did not know was going to be on the show until that day, until we
Oh
filmed it.
wow.
I didn't know. So for me, it's like, bitch, I was on defense. Like, why would y'all not tell me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
It
know what I'm
seems like
saying?
they're trying to like stir the
Like,
pot.
in the way that she came in real hot, like, I thought that she was like, I thought she was coming in hot. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me jump in front of this before she's, you know, and I think I misjudged her. And I feel like that was just, I take full accountability for that, you know? And I really love her genuinely. Like, since getting to know Tori over the time of everything, like, I fuck with Tori down. Like, I helped her and her son with their Halloween costumes. Like, me and Tori we're cool. We're good.
I love that. And I feel like it was just a full circle moment with you acknowledging your wrong at the little kickball game and even, with the Daybella and Carly stuff. So I like that.
Now, the Daybell and Carlet is different.
Oh.
We'll get into that.
Ooh.
I think that the way it looks so repetitive is annoying because it's like, damn,
Yeah.
these are their business. But my reasonings and my facts and what I feel and what I know is like, that was never, you know what I'm saying? To this day, even when I saw Day, I said, I don't apologize for what I said. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like everything I said was true, you know?
Hmm.
I just think that in the moment, I think that what I expected was, because the thing is, we hang out off camera too. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was the one person who kind of was consistent. Like I was consistent in like who I am on and off. You know what I mean? With or
Hmm.
with Dave, that's your friend. Like that was really me, you know? So I think that me being close with them both outside of their relationship, I'm hearing them both, you know, like kind of talk about each other. So it's like, y'all not clocked in. Like we're sick about hearing about the thug thing. I love Carly. We're sick about hearing that. So shit, like let me tell y'all, like let's get into it. You know what I mean? What is tea? Because there is something there, you know? Was that my business? No.
So
That was
let
not my
me,
business.
okay, I'm gonna ask you this and then I'm gonna get into the questions. Do you feel like they were acting different because the cameras were rolling from when you were meeting with them separately?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So
100%.
that's why you were acting the way you were acting then?
100%. Like a lot was happening off camera. So it's like, mind you, I will say during filming, I feel like I was closer with Jerika. And Jerika is a little bit more open when you really get to know her. You know, she's a really open person. She's not like that on camera. So it's like where it could be real conversations and just really real. They never had that moment. Like they play, oh, I'm a mom now. You were a girlfriend. So like we just couldn't relate. And that's why we're not friends. And that's not true. You know what I mean? It's not
Okay.
my place to like go around, like to say what it is. And honestly, to this day, I really don't even know what it is. I know it really was probably high school old bullshit. It might not be that serious, but I think that it could have been a little bit more authentic in like showcasing like friends do fall out. And then there's the happy moment of you guys are grown and in your own right, good friends now. You know what I mean? But to come in, like kind of play like we're best friends, it's like y'all are grown ass women. You know what I mean? Like we can be real. Like shit happens, you know? But it's none of my business, like I said. It's none of
Today it ain't your business, but on
my
Impact Atlanta season 4, it's gonna be.
literally.
Walk me through your childhood in Atlanta. I did do some research and I saw that you were like acting as a child.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
give us the tea about that.
Okay, so me growing up in Atlanta. So I grew up in really Atlanta. Like a lot of people sometimes grew up in like Decatur or like the outskirts. I'm really from the city. So like Buckhead and Midtown, like I know that city like the back of my hand. I grew up there, like really grew up there. So I would say that I went to school there, elementary school. I went to a charter school. For middle school, I went to a private school called the neighborhood. Sorry, no, I went to a private school called the Children's School. The neighborhood charter school was the middle school I went. I mean the elementary school I went to. So I will say that like because of that, my surroundings was always people who were like elevated in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like the
Mhm.
mayor's kids went to my school, and my family is very supportive of me, and I think that growing up, they always were like working overtime to push me towards my goals. Like I knew I always had a personality. I was doing Disney commercials, I mean Nickelodeon commercials. I was traveling. Like my very close friends was Nasir, which is Swiss and Alicia's son. So it was a lot of room for me to be inspired, you know what I mean, and have like a lot
Yeah.
of forms of inspiration. And I think that that always stayed with me as I got older. So then I went to private school at the school called Woodward Academy. And that one was like, it got even, I would say that's where like things got a little pretentious. Like that's where it was like, okay, housewives kids and like ushers kids. And it became, okay, that's where I started to get an understanding of the industry, even aside from me having breakfast with Swiss and Alicia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
already was something I was seeing as a kid. So as I got older, I get to the point where I go to a boarding school in Connecticut. Not like bad kid boarding school, but like prep boarding school, like
Okay.
Zoe one boarding school. So I go to boarding school. It was a really great experience. That was like another step up. That was like, now we're talking like Victoria Beckham's kids, like the Beckhams and like
Oh, wow.
Tory Burch's children. Like it was a whole thing. So from there, I was like, okay, cool. Me and Nas, since obviously going through growing pains and like getting older, we like kind of disconnected and then we connected back when we were in high school. So I started something called Viral PR Group. And that's when I was like, I want to be a publicist. That's what I thought it was at the time. It was called Viral PR Group. It basically was a company that represented artists, musicians, talent, but I was still in high school. So Nas was my first like client, you know what I mean? But that was also
Yeah.
my friend. So it was something that gave me a real understanding of what it's like to be, a publicist for someone who really has the motion already.
Hmm.
From there, I ended up going to college. I went to college in Italy, actually. So I did my freshman year abroad in Florence, Italy. And that was a really good experience as well for me because it gave me a break from everything I knew as far as the American culture. And I think also it took me away from, being from Atlanta, there's a lot of urban culture, right? So I
Yeah.
think that going to Florence, Italy, it gave me something that was so opposite from what I've ever seen, that kind of got me in my like international bag. So from there, I'm like, okay, like I'm learning a lot, you know? So I realized that PR was not exactly what it was that I wanted to do though. And I think that this is funny because like I think people think I'm a publicist. I really do brand management. So I swapped over from being a PR to brand management because like PR is more so like bookings and behind the computer article write-ups and like selling that for a client. Brand management is more so like if you have a project, we're going to do the rollout and the cover art like concepts for it. Or if you have a music video coming up, I'm going to be the creative director for it. Like it's more so keep showcasing the brand and, you know, making sure that they're getting the photos that they need to be posting in a certain week on Instagram, those type of moments, you know? So
Okay.
I moved to New York after my freshman year abroad in Italy. I land in London. I'm leaving London to go to New York. This is literally like school's over. When I land, I get a message from somebody and they're like, hey, I want you to meet this person. The person's name is Justine. Justine just so happened to be Coca Van Gogh's artist at the time, right? So me and Justine were, you know, the Justine situation, we worked for a couple months. It didn't end up working out. She doesn't do music anymore at all. But from that situation, I ended up transitioning over to working with Coca and Keisha. Mind you, at this point, I'm 19 years old. I'm working with Coca and Keisha now. I'm sorry, someone's trying to call me. Um, I'm working with Coke and Keisha now at 19. We're doing a really good job. We're making things happen. I got them on their first BT red carpet. Like, and I'm 19 years old, just plugging and playing. You know what I mean? Because like I said,
Yeah.
I did get a lot of experience from the Swiss and Nasir situation. It showed me a lot, you know? So from there, me, Coca, and Keisha, we just kind of started to grow from there. We started to grow from outside of just that, it grew into becoming like family, you know? We traveled the world together. We've done Paris together. We've done so much stuff together to where it transitioned and like we were both two different entities, two different people at that time. Like they still had their name, but like the refined Keisha that she is now and like the bossy Coke, like I think we were all different. I was like a kid, you know what I mean? So it's like to see where we have come from then to now is insane, you know? So
Yeah.
that's how we transitioned into doing brand management. I don't know if that answers your question. I just went on a whole
It's
tangent
fine.
because you said childhood. I went from childhood all the way to adulthood.
You kind of answered some of the questions that I actually was going to ask you because
Okay.
my next question was about you studying in Italy.
Okay. Yeah.
But I love that. Something that I was going to say, I'm from St. Louis and like we consider St. Louis, but in Atlanta, y'all are like, okay, Atlanta is like Midtown and Buckhead, but then
Mhm.
it's like Clayton County. Why
Yeah.
isn't everything just considered Atlanta?
I feel like Atlanta is the city of Atlanta. Clayton
Okay.
County is its own thing. Decatur's its own thing. Marietta's its own thing. Like Atlanta to me, I mean, in retrospect, if you live in Decatur or Marietta and you meet somebody who don't know about it, you can say Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you live in Atlanta and the next person lives in Atlanta and I say where you live and they say Atlanta but they live in Marietta, it's like, oh girl, that's not Atlanta. Like that's far as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I love that you gave me that story because it's
Yeah.
literally like you being in high school and then growing into, a man, having your career,
Yeah.
all of y'all growing together and still remaining friends. So I
Yeah.
love that. And
Yes.
thank you for clarifying the publicist because on the show they labeled you as a publicist and now I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so actually brand management.
Yeah, brand management. So I have a company now. The one I told you was Viral PR Group. Now it's
Mhm.
Viral Management. So like I'm managing brand development, artist development, all of that, talent development, A&R. And I
I
also
feel,
work at a record label.
oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
No. I was just saying, and I also work at a record label now. So I work with a lot of artists as well, like within that. That's where the Beyonce campaigns and all of that comes in.
Okay, I saw something about 300 Entertainment, or is that the label or is it another one?
No, I work with them like on a contracted basis. So I'm really
Okay.
close with actually her name's Brooke. She's from St. Louis. And I also know the CEO the CEO and head of marketing at 300. So they bring me a lot of projects with a lot of their artists. I did like their BT party and like the guest list curation of that and things like that.
All of your experiences has pretty much made you super
Mhm.
well-rounded, and it's like a good quality to have
Yeah.
for
100%.
sure. Okay, so you said that you are friends with Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys' son. When you
Mhm.
met like Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats for the first time, do you like remember it? Was it like something, were you
Yeah.
like nervous or how was that experience?
I really am not gonna lie. I don't like. I remember the moments, but I don't remember like necessarily the exact time because I really was like maybe 6 or 7 years old.
Oh,
Seriously.
so you young, young.
Yeah, I was young, but I do know like I remember moments of like going to Alicia's concerts and seeing like I remember the moments, and I feel like they always were like it was like honestly like low key family. Like my friend Nas was our moms are really close. So Nas's mom and my mom are really close friends. So within that, everything was kind of normalized. It wasn't like ever like it was presented as this is Swiss and Alicia. You know what I'm saying? It was always my
Yeah.
friend. It was always just like my friend's dad. Um, so it was kind of normalized. I will remember one moment though when I was in Atlanta. Nas came to Atlanta. This was when I was working with him. He was my artist, right? Swiss took us on a roll. We went to Rick Ross's house. This was like my summer after high school. I think I was 18 at the time. He took me to Rick Ross's house with Nas. We went to Quality Control. Actually, that was my first time at Quality Control, and we met with Trippy and Yachty. And it's
Hmm.
crazy because just to see how me then at 18, I've been in rooms with Trippy, like really like intimate spaces with him since, and I don't even know if he knows that I'm the same person who was there like when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's crazy. I wonder if he even remembers, like, but I think that he always has just been a supportive guy. He always has, helped everyone around him from what I remember. And yeah, I don't even remember it being anything too crazy. It just always was like, that's my friend's dad. Yeah, he does have some perks.
You basically grew up like a social,
Yeah.
like growing up
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta kind of situation.
Bro. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. That is so dope. I'm so happy that we're doing this. I'm learning so much about you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I hope the show shows that next season, you
it
know?
better because I'm
It
gonna
will.
have something to say about it if you don't.
But you know what's good though? I'm really close with production. I'm really close with production. That's why I can't even be too angry with it because it's like production shows me a lot of love outside of the show. You know what I'm saying? They really
Yeah.
keep me involved in everything. So it's like I think I have a lot more room for say so next season. So
Yeah, you gonna be the big dog.
yeah, exactly. Pretty much. That's how I feel.
So how was the opportunity to be on the Impact Atlanta presented to you?
That's a really good question. Actually, what happened was season one, me being a publicist, brand management, season one, I was like, I was not even who I am today. Like who I am today, I'm more of a socialite. Like I'm more of like the face value, my style. I have a stylist, I have a team, I have assistants. Then I wasn't
Hold
even,
on, pause. I commend you because I always say when I get my coin, I'm getting a stylist. So I commend you for having a stylist.
yes. And he makes it so easy for me. When I tell you he makes it easy, like, yeah, them confessional looks, I just had to show up, literally. But I will say that I was not who I am today. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like the social world, I still was connected and I knew people, but now it's like I'm my own entity. So back then, this is when I was really like kind of under Coke and Keisha's wing a little bit more. So it was a little more like tight knit. I was like, my friend deserves to be on here. I saw season one. I was like, she needs to be on here. I found out who was running the show, reached out to them for season two. This is when it was down to Carly or Keisha. I think they chose Keisha, which I think that now knowing what they know, they wish they didn't. But it was right after the thug trial and all that. It felt like it might have been something that had a little bit more, um, interest to the audience. That ended up being what it was. Then Keisha got pregnant. And I think that I would say about a year ago, damn near a year ago today, October, Keisha was pregnant a year ago. She had her baby in January. So about a year ago, couple months, maybe 2 months ago, a year ago, I get a call. And she's like, hi, this is da 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 da. I think we're interested in having Keisha for Impact Atlanta season 3. I'm like, okay, cool. At that point, we was off it. You know what I mean? Because we
Yeah.
already did this one time. Y'all then we did it a second time. Y'all gonna have to tell us. So Keisha had already auditioned, so she didn't have to re-audition. She just had to like kind of do like a little like a Zoom and basically like say she's pregnant or whatnot. Da, da, da. Keisha, the way it is, all her business, she doesn't speak for herself. I speak for her with everything, still to this day. things, like important things. So within this, it's the same situation. Like they're like, okay, so can you tell us what Keisha feels, or does she know this person? Does she know this person? I was so involved. I'm like, Keisha, Keisha's that bitch. Like I'm talking for her because I know her very well. But then also I would add in a little bit of like how I felt. I'd be like, but I don't feel like da 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 da. You know? Or this is back when Dez was on it. I was like, oh yeah, like, whatever. So
Yeah, look. Go look at my reviews from them seasons because I had some things to say.
I need to go look at it. So, what happened was I never auditioned for the show. I never asked to be on the show. What happened was when they were starting to bring it together for season 3, they was like, yeah, we think we want to go ahead and give you a contract just because, we know how much of a part of Keisha's life you're in. I think that this is when they already knew that Freshie and Dave were going to be on it. So it just
Mhm.
made sense to have somebody else on it as well. From Keisha's angle, Carly now gets a friend. Um, Ari already has a friend. Why would Keisha not get one?
Right.
So I think for that reason, they went ahead and gave me a contract. And when they went ahead and gave me a contract, I never auditioned for this. So I don't think that the contract was ever meant for me to be as involved as I was this season, ever. It was never meant to be like that. Like literally the contract was meant to, when I tell you, it literally was meant for me to show up, probably be in scenes with Keisha and call it a day. I think that's really what they expected. They didn't expect it to be like that.
Yeah,
But
so
I don't think
oh,
that
my bad.
I don't think they knew how much I really am involved in this group, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
none of these people were strangers to me, except Ari. Before the show's filmed, me and Keisha both we weren't cool with Ari. We had seen her before, but we weren't like friends. Everybody else though, oh, and Tori, that's the other one. Other than that, everybody else we'd know. So,
Hmm.
oh, actually, and Gloss. I will say Gloss too. That was our first time kind of interacting with Gloss, but Carly, Day, Tucson, um, Freshie, we all had known each other in Atlanta. So they kind of just brought it up like that. They was like, "We're gonna give you the contract," and it just kind of started. Crazy.
So I guess it goes back to what you said in the beginning that you came on, showed who you were, and you got your scenes.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And the
Okay.
thing, what people don't know is you don't really make up or choose what you're saying every time. Every scene you film, you have to address what happened the last time. So that's why it comes off sometimes repetitive.
Hmm.
Like you're not allowed to leave until you talk about what. Oh well, don't forget that happened last time. You know what I'm saying? You have to address what happened last time, the last thing, the last conversation. Unless you end it, unless you drop it and you make up or talk it out or whatever, you have to address it. It can't just drop. You can't just drop it and leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why things sometimes felt repetitive. Or like every time you're doing the most, but it's like it really wasn't. It really was a lot of times like I don't know what this person's gonna say. You don't know what this person's gonna say, but you can only control what you say, and you have to respond to whatever the person says. So I don't know.
That makes sense. Producers may be there asking you questions, and then they also edit how they want it to appear. And you
Sure,
have no control over that.
sure. The editing too. I mean, I think one thing I will say about this season, everybody knows that the editing was a little choppy and like so short and cut. Um, I think that next season though, people are definitely going to be a little bit more, involved on making sure that it's fuller scenes, showcasing a little bit more. You know what I mean?
And you also cleared up something because I was wondering, I'm like, okay, why isn't everyone on the main photo for the show for promotion?
Yeah,
That didn't make sense to me, but
yeah,
you cleared that up.
yeah. And us three, me, Freshie, and Day, and technically Coca, even though like I don't think he filmed that much, we all were considered supporting cast of the show. We all were supporting cast, so we weren't technically main cast members. However, I do feel like because of how much we were involved, I feel like everybody should have been involved.
Ben, yeah.
Yeah.
Episode one, you came in hot, you had your disagreement with Tori, and you also sat down with Gloss.
Mhm.
The way that everything was edited, is that how it happened in real life?
I think that one was a little bit more. That was pretty accurate.
Okay.
The only thing, and I hate to, and I don't know if I'm really supposed to do this because I don't want to like fuck up like have the storyline of the show. But where Tori, I'm just gonna tell you, when Gloss and Keisha sat down at the gym and they
Hmm.
said that she was gonna put Gloss on to talk to me about business, that was one of the last scenes that were filmed in the season. That was a pickup scene. So
Okay.
that was a scene where like I wasn't going to meet her about business. You know what I mean? So I think that there
Yeah.
was a big thing where people thought like, oh, you're unprofessional. Like you were going to sit down with her about business. Like that was not a business meeting. You know what I mean? Like I sat down to say what I said. You know what I'm saying? And I
Okay.
think we just were introducing ourselves. So it looked like it started out with business, but that wasn't a business meeting. You know what I mean? That wasn't.
Look her Impact Atlanta, because I sure was like, did Julian really go to a business meeting for a client and gossip? I could not believe my eyes.
The power of the TV though. But it was good. I like how it went though for the show. Like I'm not mad about none of it. Like I'm really not. I'm not. I think we have only one person who's mad about how it went.
Julian, I'm not about to play with you. I have to ask this. How did it feel to be Messy Boots of season 3? When I posted that I was talking to you, everyone wrote me like, ask him, why is he so messy?
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I'm really not that messy though, for real. Like I know we was filming, so it's like every moment counts. You got to show up for work, you know. And I think that it's crazy because I think a lot of people who didn't show up from the interactions I've had with them, they wish they did now that they see that. Like it wasn't that bad. Like even though I think me and Tucson had the worst of it, it's like I still was really being myself. Like I came in hot, but a lot of it was just holding the group accountable. You got to have the person to do it. I don't think that that was like my intentions of how messy it came off. I wish it came off a little bit cleaner than that, you know? But it is what it is. Like I really feel like God, I really believe God that like is the only person in control of my life. You know what I mean? I don't think that anything can like it's not going to stop me. I think that now it gives me room to really showcase another side, and everyone has their moment. You know, everyone has their time, and I think that that's just what it was. I wish it didn't come off like that though. I see that I still can interact with everyone on the show, and we're still good. And they like lost FaceTimes me. I'm cool with everyone. You know, I feel like it's not the end of the world. I don't think I went to the point. Like I think that everyone on the show knows that like I was making TV versus the other situation that we saw that played out by the end. You know,
You were just doing your job because at the end of the day, this is TV. You can still key with these people.
yeah.
So
Clock
it's
in, clock
TV.
clock out, go home. That's it.
You were just in the field.
I was in the field. I was working, but no shade. Like I still some of the stuff. Like I will say, the Tory situation, dead ass wrong. I don't like that. The everybody's weird situation with Keisha, that was a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a misunderstanding. And what people don't know is what we were arguing about was not even what we was arguing about on the show. Like they cut it up so much. That wasn't even what I'm talking about. Well, I do feel a way. Like I don't feel a way about her not coming to her event. Like that's not what we were talking about, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like some shit just happens and gets cut the way it is. The oh, she said she want to take your nigga. She did. So I don't know. I don't know. The only thing, like I told you, I really, really, really hated was the Tory situation. I feel like if I waited a little bit, I feel like the reaction would have been better if it didn't start with the Tory situation. You know what I'm saying? And then the
Mhm.
kickball event where like I kind of backpedaled, and then like I feel like if it waited until it was just me, Day, and Jarika, I don't think people would have been as like annoyed about it, to be honest.
Dang, Tori is sweet. I'm
Sweet.
like, I don't know. I'm like, Julian came in there with his a little, he knew what he was doing. You were no stranger to speaking
But
your
speaking,
mind.
this was not even planned. I grabbed this.
You are so petty.
It was
You
not even playing. I swear it was in my house. I swear it was.
well, he can't say you hate him. You promoting his brand.
It's good. His baby his it's good. And he
I
had the nerve to
cannot
be mean
with
to me.
you.
He was really being mean to me. Like when I tell you, you know who I had with me? I was with Lakia.
Look.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah, who I really wanted to come back to the show, by the way. I really
Yeah,
wanted that.
I like okay, so season one, I kind of felt like Lakia, I'm like open up, and then season two, it was like she was kind of opening up, but I feel like they were cutting her scenes. And also, I don't know, I just feel like her label was playing with her. And then, I mean, that's a different story, but
It is. Lakia really has that personality. Like when I tell you, she has the personality that nobody knows. And I feel like if she was to come in now that she has friends, me and Keisha, Ari as well, Freshie, that bitch would show up to work. I'm telling you for a fact.
it's like we see her personality on TikTok, but for
Yeah.
some reason it didn't like translate to the screen.
But do you feel like you saw that person, the personality you see on TikTok? Do you feel like you saw it before Impact? Like did you see it before Impact though? Like I feel like that started after.
No, because I don't think I started like paying attention to Lakia until I seen her on the show. Like I heard her music, but I didn't
Yeah.
start like following her until I seen her on the show.
Okay. 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 Yeah. She
Yeah,
was like
because
reserved
I
for the show. Like I feel like honestly, I think that honestly the fans not liking that she was so reserved kind of made her bring her personality out a lot, which I'm happy about because that's one funny ass bitch for real.
and I was at the Impact Atlanta season 2 like reunion. I was in the audience and she definitely like showed her personality there. I just feel like they didn't show it on that
Exactly.
episode. You were no stranger to speaking your mind about whoever, and it
Yeah.
got to a point where Keisha felt like she was in the middle of your drama.
Mhm.
How did you guys kind of diffuse that situation? Because it's like, okay, we are working, but also you're my friend. So what's really going on?
You know what's crazy? That was one of the hardest scenes for me. No, that was the hardest scene for me. I've had two scenes where I cried after went home and bawled. And the fight with Keisha was one of them. Actually, I cried before I even left the building. I thought I was gonna quit the show. Like that was so real. Speaking of the devil, she just texted me. That was so real. Um, that was just a real misunderstanding because what it was I felt like we knew what we were going in there to do that day or to say
Mhm.
whatever. And I felt like I started it. And in real life, like in the real scene, she kind of like backpedaled a little bit. So it did. That's why I was like, oh, everybody's being weird because it was like they're obviously being weird, but it's like I shouldn't have. You forget the cameras are really there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, you're stuck. And I'm stuck in another moment of me being messy, but it's like I could have gone without doing that day. You know what I'm saying? Which
Yeah.
is now that was my first time doing reality TV. So now I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like have your facts, be ready. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're gonna say, be very concise about it. Like I was all over the place. And that was a misunderstanding on my end because I don't think I was drunk. That's another thing. But I was drunk every time. Like, and I gotta stop. Like the Tory's bar, that bar was open, like an open bar. Child, I was drunk. So it's like I'm just talking. And then that's why I was like, oh, so everybody's being weird while sipping the drink. Like, bitch, put the drink down. I think that that's where me and Keisha, it was a misunderstanding on our end, you know? So um, I am happy though that Keisha did get a moment though where she turned up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the Keisha who I know, bitch. I like to see when my bitch come and that bitch showed up that day. You know what I'm saying? So I like how she did that. I like that she had that moment at least one time this season. You know what I hate? She had a lot more that they cut out with other people.
Wow.
Not with me, but with other people. And then they cut them all out.
But if we're gonna be honest, Julian, I feel like in that moment you needed that child because of
I
that
did.
episode, I was like, I want Julian gone. I'm like, I'm sick of it.
But you know what it was? That's what really calmed me down. This is Coca texting me right now. That's what really calmed me down. Um, that calmed me down for real. That really calmed me down because I will say I was going a little bit overboard. You know what I mean? I couldn't even blame it on a producer anymore. I couldn't blame it on like now I was just being a messy for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that situation with Keisha, that slowed me down. It calmed me down. It was like, okay, bitch, calm down. You know what I mean? Like relax. And I think that was the one that, I needed that too in that moment for real. It was necessary. It was
Yeah, for
necessary.
sure. But I'm happy that you are taking accountability for that.
100%, 100%. You know what else is crazy? Me and Keisha, there was a lot, like, there's so many scenes that you guys didn't see. Like, they could have dragged that one out a little bit more. I had a scene with Coca about it. Keisha had a scene with Coca. Like, we had a lot of scenes before making up. But I will say, that's my bitch in real life. Like, I talked to her the next day. Like, I talked to her the next day.
Hmm.
Before either of us got back on camera, we had talked. And it's crazy because they was trying to get us to film so bad before talking. And it's like, no, we had to talk. That's my bitch. Period.
No, we're friends in real life. Like when we cut these cameras off, we got to work together. Come on, y'all.
So yeah, we had a really good conversation. Um, and yeah, I do feel like that moment was needed though. She checked me. I felt like that was also a little bit of showing you to mind your fucking business because here I am trying to check their relationship and bitch me and my bitch get into it.
See,
you know?
some little karma got you right there real
Exactly,
quick.
exactly. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take you back to your old stomping grounds with Publicis. with
Yeah.
being a publicist. We all saw the Ari and Tucson situation play out. If you were either's publicist, you can pick one. What would you have instructed them to do in that situation?
I already did everything right as far as the show, as far as showing up for work, as far as giving the people like a multifaceted version of her for the show. Ari did an amazing job, even down to the fight with Tucson. Like she handled it. And you know what's crazy? She didn't even dog him as much as I thought she was going to when I looked at the after. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
She wasn't bitter. She wasn't angry. None of that. So Ari did it well. Tucson, if it was me, Tucson should have never even went to the internet in the first place. Tucson should have known his place. That situation, like he wasn't prepared for. And I do feel like, in general, that was just a situation where he should have probably been a little bit more humble. I think that like things got to his head a little bit. And now it's like to see him today, like that's why even when he was trying to get rah-rah with me, like I honestly feel for him. Like I don't want him to feel like, oh my gosh, everyone hates you. Like I don't hate him at all. It's just damn, like I feel for you. Damn.
Yeah.
It really is almost like I feel bad for you, for real. You know? Because at the end of the day, it's like it's not like with or without this show, my life is gonna keep going regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I think without the show for him, like I don't know what else he has outside of it. He does have a business, Rare Smoke, but I don't know how sustainable anything is without Ari, to be completely honest. So
Yeah, as a viewer, it felt like to me, I didn't like the spit, and I did like when Ari said, "Okay, I shouldn't have did that." But I
yeah.
just felt like Tucson, you are a grown man. Like, come on, she can't do everything for you. But also, in a way, I was like, Tucson has been showing up this way for a while. I don't know if it's just me, but when I watch Dinner with the Dime, I used to think to myself, like, okay, can we just get an episode with Ari and the guest? Because it would just be like, in my opinion, too much going on with him there. And I'm like, I can't even focus on what the guest's saying because he playing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I always like I'm not really the person to like put on my clown shoes and dance. Like I'm not really here for comedic relief. Like that's not just the type of bitch I am, but it's like everyone has their own thing and that's what he is. I feel like he tried to showcase like I'm not a joke anymore. And I think that
Yeah.
he did it so badly, so poorly. And it honestly was just I think it was really if we're gonna be really, really honest, it was really like a really bad look for him, the gay community, his age range. It was just bad all around.
Yeah, it was a mess.
It was bad. And I
Okay,
don't know,
so
I don't know where the pivot can come from. That's where I'm really like hopefully, and what's crazy? Ari is still so gracious and such a nice person. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if she even like doesn't even take everything from him. You know what I mean?
child. After that, I really don't know where you can come back from. And I
Yeah.
think something for me, like with the editing, I think they might have cut some things out because it just seemed like it got escalated like so quickly. I'm like, how did we get from here to there? Like, I don't know.
It'd be
He,
like I
yeah,
wasn't there. I remember Keisha told me, and I was like already. You got to remember up to that point, it was all me. It was all like there was no drama outside of me, for real, for real. So when that happened, I wasn't like almost relieved. At least it's not just me because that was a lot.
that was so much.
That was a lot. And when Keisha told me how it was, I was like, damn, I really felt bad when I heard about like what really, really went down. I was like, damn.
That's crazy. What has being on reality TV taught you?
It taught me to really just be first of all, number one, you can't listen to the noise. You'll find yourself depressed listening to what everybody got to say. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me, it really I had to get outside. That's what it was. Like I had to get outside and see the love I got in person for me to not care about the internet. Like
Hmm.
I ain't met one person who was like, they'll be like, oh, I'll be watching you on the show. I'm like, oh, what you think? They'll be like, but I do like it though. Like I've never gotten a disrespect. I've never gotten like the nastiness I get online. I've never gotten that in person. I only get love. I only get hugs, pictures. You know what I mean? People are so sweet. Like people show me a lot of love, like literally daily. So it's like I really would just feed out all the outside noise. They hate you online, love you in person. I would say I really see why people say be yourself, but I just wish that it's crazy because doing the show is it's really a thin line between seeing people genuinely really be themselves and then people put on like a be themselves persona. Because I've seen that with a lot of even people on my cast, like who like they play like the victim route versus like to get like the sympathy and the love. Oh, we do like her, you know what I mean? Or we do like him versus the like really, really, really being real. But I think that you just gotta be yourself and just stand on it, you know? Like just stand on it. Like stand on what it is and you know, just have fun. That's another thing. Like this is a really fun process and a really good experience. And not everybody gets to do it. So it's like
Yeah.
enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like enjoy the process, enjoy the perks of it, you know, and just, you know, be gracious, grateful, sweet. I'm always nice to everyone when I meet people. I love when people are like sweet, you know. But I will say I have seen like certain people like you could tell when it's a bitch who don't like you though. Like if someone keeps looking at you, like I was at the dentist and the bitch kept looking at me. And then I like she thought like she was slick, and I saw her like trying to take a picture of me like this, and then she was trying to do a selfie, and it's like, oh, you're one of them hoes on Twitter. Got it, got it. Because if you wasn't, why would you not speak? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just showed me it was like, okay, it don't matter. They're gonna love you, they're gonna hate you, but one of the thing they're gonna love or they're gonna love to hate you. You know what I'm saying? And either way, it starts with love, child. You know?
It's like the internet is not real. And it
It's
goes
not,
back to what you first said that you get so much love in person and that
yeah.
the hate is just online because the internet is not real. And the people, 9 times out of 10, are not going to say it to you.
And they're bandwagoners.
Yeah.
Once one person says something, everyone's saying it. Once they see it enough, it's like, okay, that's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
So
Are y'all getting a reunion? We need a reunion. This probably, well, in my opinion, has been one of the best seasons. Season one was cool. I did not like season two. Season
yeah.
three, breath of fresh air.
I don't know. I know that when I talked to Ari about it, we're working on it. So I don't know, fingers crossed. But I feel like regardless, I do know like we should be pushing forward to production soon, sooner than later.
Okay, cool, cool. I like that. Okay, so look, I'm gonna just put this out here. If y'all have a little screening for season four, I need you to let me know because I want to come.
You're my girl now. I fuck with you. You know what? I fuck with you even when you was doing your reviews. I always liked you. You saw I was commenting on them. Like I fuck with
Yeah.
you. I
When I
fuck with
saw your name
you.
pop up, I'm like, Lord, I hope I'm not about to have to argue with him because people
No.
be on the tussle.
No. I fuck with you. I fuck with your reviews. Like, bitch, we're locked in now. But I do feel like also what could I want to know, I have a question for you before
Mhm.
we who would you want to see on season four? Because we had a conversation, me and Ari and Keisha, we had a conversation about this.
Season four, I would say you,
Hmm.
Ari, Daybella,
Hmm.
um, Keisha, and Tori.
Okay. But I was saying more so additions. Who knew?
New.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. And that's what I was going to ask you actually. I don't know because I know I heard originally this show before it all happened was supposed to be with like the City Girls and Santana. That didn't happen. And then I know I saw like discourse that they asked Diera, the YouTuber, that didn't happen. Lotto. Um, I don't know because I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm new to Atlanta. I just moved here, so I
Oh, really?
really
Okay.
don't
You
know.
live there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just moved here in February.
Okay, cool. You know what's crazy? I would want pretty much everybody back. Um, and I would want. I think I would love to see Tay back. I don't even know Tay
Okay.
personally, but I would love to see Tay back. Um, yeah, I think I would like to see Tay back. I don't know if he would be as interactive after what we did this season, but you know, Tay is really reserved from what I know. I don't know him personally at all, but I think that I would love to see Ari and Tay together. Like how we all,
Yeah.
I think everyone still deserves to have a friend. I would love Ari and Tay to be the group of friends, like their friend. They're the friends, you know what I
I
mean?
think my only thing with Tay is on season one and season two, he was very reserved and quiet. And I think that that can be kind of boring to some because it's like, okay, like give
Yeah.
us a little something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I don't know.
agree.
I was really pleased with y'all cast y'all had. I thought that he moved to New York, so thought
He did.
at first he was gonna be on the Impact New York, but
Hmm.
then I was like, no, that didn't happen. So yeah,
Facts.
I don't know. I can't think of nobody new, but if I think of somebody, I'll let you know.
You
But
think
I
about Megan James?
Megan James. So Megan James was on Basketball Wives Orlando. That's kind of gonna be like
That would be good
fire and
though.
fire. Megan is going to come in
I,
stirring the pot.
I would say Basketball Wives Orlando. I don't think she was as mixy messy as she was. Real reserved on there, right?
She was, but she did have some issues with people. The more so people that were like people hated were Danielle and Morgan.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
And
would
I
love to.
think
I like.
Morgan lives in Atlanta, so that could
Mhm.
be someone.
Okay, okay, okay. I like Megan actually. Like I like her in real life. Like I think she's real cool. Um.
We actually follow each other on TikTok. She is
Okay.
cool, and I've like seen her in person. Like she's cool.
Be cool. I think she'll be. I think she'll be maybe good. I don't know, but yeah.
No, that's gonna be the person holding people accountable.
Next season we need a girl who's gonna come in hot.
Yeah, I just don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't think Basketball Wives Orlando is coming back. What is your comfort show that you're watching right now if you do watch TV?
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh, oh, hold on. Wait, let me if you say someone that if you like someone that I don't like, I don't know, Julian, we may not be able to
I
be
think.
cool.
I think I'm gonna
Who is
like
your
who
fave?
you're gonna hate who I'm gonna say. Well,
Please,
number
you
one is.
better not say, please do not say Lisa Barlow.
Oh hell no. Number one is
Okay.
Mary. Number one is Mary. That's my
I love
favorite.
Mary.
But no, my second fave. You're not gonna agree with me though. Motherfucking Brittany.
Brittany?
Brittany, the new girl, the friend of the show, Jared Osman.
Okay, why? I
Let me
need
tell
to
you
know
why.
why.
Let me tell you why. Bronwyn, that's who everybody's favorite is right now. The girl Bronwyn.
I'm
I
kind
don't
of
like
iffy
Bronwyn.
with Bronwyn.
I don't like
I'm
Bronwyn.
iffy with her. I
I
feel
don't
like
like
Bronwyn has an initiative or agenda, and she's it's, in a way it feels like she's one of those people that watched and saw what people said online. So now she's trying to come in hot. I
Thank you.
did have empathy for her when she explained the situation with her daughter,
Me
but
too.
more episodes are coming out, and I'm like, you doing too much.
I'm starting to see her, and it's like now she really is doing too much. And the bitches like that who do too much, that's a different type of like Brittany for me. I like Brittany because Brittany to me, it's like she's supposed to be a friend of the show, right?
Hmm.
Bitches can't leave Brittany's name out y'all's mouth. Y'all are bullying Brittany at this point. Brittany, they saying she got what they said, high body count hair.
Okay, Angie K is just like a
They're
doorknob, Lisa's minion. Girl, be quiet.
literally. I love Mary. I love Brittany, and the reason why I like Brittany is because she came in like the underdog, and I just feel like she's gonna come out on top. I really do. I feel like give her another season or two, she's gonna come out really on top. I'm not interested in seeing her as a full time housewife. I love her as a friend, just like how Marlo should have stayed a friend. I love her like coming in and out. I don't want to hear about her life. I don't want to hear about her children, her family, none of that. I love her just the surface ditzy dumb shit.
Yeah.
I love it because it's like she's herself. They all like can't stand her, but it's like I think she's now starting to resonate with the fans to where it's like, damn, this bitch is really kind of funny. Like she's really an emotional wreck. She's delusional, but that's great. That's what we want. That's what we need on TV. You know what I mean? We need that.
Yes.
And I think that she isn't even doing it to do the most. I think she's happy for the opportunity, but I think she's showing up and she's just being herself.
And
And
that's
the
who she is.
hosts can't take her. Yeah, literally, they can't take her.
Yeah,
That
because last week's episode was too much when Angie K was like, you have high body count hair. And I'm like,
why are
girl,
we coming so hard for her?
you can't find nothing else to say. Be quiet.
Yeah,
Angie
be quiet.
K irritates me.
She gets on my nerves too. Honestly,
Heather,
all kind of get on my nerves except Mary and Brittany. Bronwyn is really on the top of my annoying list, and Lisa, like they're annoying. And
do
I
you
like a
like
little.
Meredith?
I was gonna say Meredith a little bit, but her voice annoys the shit out of me sometimes. It's like,
But
girl,
Meredith likes to play victim. Like she was
she
one of my faves, but she played victim too much.
does play victim. Did you see how she fucking like? I even think that Meredith sometimes tries to like show up for work too much, and it don't even be her business because it's like now all of a sudden you're kicking her out for saying that for slut shaming Brittany, like. Why are you kicking Angie K out, Meredith? Like that don't got nothing to do with you. Like, girl, pay it.
Meredith kicked Angie K out because she does not like her and didn't
That's
want
it,
her there
exactly.
in the
That's
first
what I'm saying.
place.
Though you should just be a real ass bitch. Like, don't try to make it like you're calling her a slut. Get out. Like, you don't care. Like the fuck.
Exactly. You and Brittany probably had like two conversations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like,
You wasn't
ooh,
defending Britney in the beginning. The fuck?
that is too funny. Okay, so who do you feel like on your show changes their personalities to please the viewers?
Who I think does it and it doesn't work for them is Carly.
Mm,
Hmm. It doesn't do what she thinks it's gonna do, but Carly. I think after
okay.
last season, Carly came in this season trying to be so protective of like how it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
How that went, it didn't. It didn't.
Okay, I get that. Let's see. Well, we kind of discussed that one. Because I was gonna ask you, was there anyone you didn't get along with at the beginning of the show and you had a change of heart? But I feel like that would be Tori.
And you know what's crazy? I wouldn't even say. I feel like that was again, like I said, my fault. Like me and Tori didn't have any reason not to get along. You know what I mean? So that was me who kind of started that problem. I didn't like the statement. Like people don't know that brunch was our first time. That was our first group scene. Like I know it looked like Keisha and them sat down, and when Tori cried, that was after that. The brunch
Okay.
was the scene that we all had together. So our first time meeting, and you're saying like all niggas nigga, like I think that's your situation, you know. And I think that that rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. But it's like for what? Like it wasn't that deep, you know what I mean? I think that
Hmm.
I was kind of picking at her, so I take accountability for that.
Yeah, Tori was sweet, but I'm happy you guys were. You told some.
No, no, no.
I'm,
She is. She's sweet. She's sweet.
oh, okay. I'm happy you guys were able to work that out because I like Tori.
I
So
love.
season four, we're gonna see some good things between
I
y'all.
want that. Yeah, like that's the thing. I wish they showed more of the good things we had this season. Like we had more moments, you know. But I love Tori. I really do. I really, really love her
I
because
love
she's a
that.
breath of fresh air. I love Gloss too. Gloss
I
is someone
like Gloss too.
I like her. I like her.
I love that Gloss keeps her Coach bag. Like,
Me
I
too.
love that.
At first, when I first saw the confessionals before the show aired, I was like, "Why is she wearing the bags?" Like, come on, Gloss. But as it kept going in the show aired, she stayed so true to herself, and I really like it. I like that for her.
Yeah, because most people would get on screen and kind of switch
And
up, but
try
she
to do the
stayed,
most, put on.
yeah, true to
Not
who
who
she
she is.
was. Gonna do a little this or that. This may be a little difficult for you, or it may not. So coming in high, Ari or Keisha?
Keisha. But I love Ari too. But Keisha, that's my bitch. Keisha, my baby.
Okay, wait. I feel like I should have switched that. Keisha or Coca?
Okay, in what way?
Well, I, don't- I mean, who I would just say either or. You're very close with both of them, so you have to pick one person.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right now, Keisha.
Keisha. Okay. Riding to the end with your bestie.
Yeah, right now it's Keisha.
Tucson or Freshie?
Freshie, 100%.
You said that one so quick with no problem.
Yeah.
Gloss or Tori?
mm, that's a hard one. I can't choose between them two. I'll say both. I like
Both.
them
Okay. All right. Daybella or Carlay?
both. Ooh, I don't know.
No, okay, you can't get out of this one. You
Yeah, because I was gonna say neither, but I gotta think about which one. Like, because I think they both like phony in different ways. So I don't really know like how, but I fuck with them both at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, and I would tell them that. I would say, I don't know. I really don't know. Cause it's like I'm trying to think about which one fuck with me more, but it's like I feel like they both phony. So it's like I don't know, like they're gonna be cool if I'm cool, you know? Maybe Day. Just because
Day.
we have mutual friends, I feel like Day's more reliable. Like Carly, like I could say let's go to dinner. She'll lie and say she on the way and never show up. So it's like Day.
You are spilling all the tea here.
No, but I was just saying that is how she is. I love her though. Love her for it.
This was fun. I feel
It
like I
was
got
fun.
to know you like so much better, and I am excited to see you on season four. So I guess I'm not gonna call you like messy boots anymore. I don't know. It depends on how you acting, but
Next
this
season,
was
I'm
fun.
gonna show a lot more. It's gonna be good. I'm actually really excited about it.
Okay,
But I really
cool.
appreciate you though because I really wanted to be able to, you know, showcase. And I just I'm not really like the so I didn't want to be the person like responding to what people had to say all season or like oh that's not how it went. So it's like I'm glad that you know this is like the first interview I've done since the show. And I really am glad that I got the chance to like you know explain things. And I think that that gave you a better understanding of really how it went and the behind the scenes. It was a little misrepresented, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it. I love this season. I think the season's good for if we're gonna judge it off of TV. It was a great TV show this season, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for next season.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of viewers after seeing this interview are definitely going to know you better and understand, like, okay, this is TV. We had
Mhm.
to clock in, or we may not be able to, get our spot that we want for next season. It's no hard feelings. And you
Yeah,
definitely covered that by saying that you have relationships with everyone. So if
me and
y'all
every
are cool outside of the show, what's happening on the show really doesn't matter.
yeah, and the thing is too, I don't want people to think though, like, because it's like the things that happen on the show, they weren't fake though. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this stuff was fake. It wasn't like anybody was just making stuff up. But it's like, in real life, I probably wouldn't be questioning Dave's relationship with Jerika because there's no need to. But what I said, my points and why I was saying it is like they were valid. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just kind of it's all in fun. I love everyone, like I said, even Tucson.
Even
Where
Tucson. It's
um,
you steady promoting this hookah for me.
it is good. It is good. But yeah, in general, I'm really thankful for you because I'm glad because I know that you was the voice of the people because I feel like everybody was y'all you had the same opinion as a lot of people. So I'm glad that like you saw it because you're really good at what you do. I
Thank
looked at
you.
yeah, you're really good at what you do. So, I was looking at your reviews like, damn, like, oh, she got a new one. Let me watch it.
That makes me
they
so
were good.
happy.
They were good. Yeah,
Because
really good.
sometimes I'm like, I just be on here talking, and it's crazy because beforehand, I don't know, my sister had said to me, like, maybe you should post reviews because you were always on her tweeting about these shows, and it kind
Yeah.
of just took off. I'm like, wow, people be watching like the
Mhm.
shows just like me. We kind of think the same.
Mhm. And it was crazy because I didn't know I'm not a Twitter user like that. So to see like there was a community on the hashtag, I could look through and it's like, damn, like I would try sometimes to like not watch the show as long as I could so I can see what people said first. And
Yeah.
then it would show me if like I had a good week or a bad week. And there were some weeks where it's like, okay, it wasn't me as much as other people. I'm like, oh, thank God, child. Because I remember the beginning of the show, he wasn't talking about nobody. It was all me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Julien, like, I need a break from this heat.
Get a break, literally.
Well, thank you. We definitely are going to be in touch.
Oh, for sure.